Wait, if you marry Solus, are you also marrying Flemeth? Ew. I wonder if it's what it's like romancing Cullen. Oh, I'm wondering too. But one dreamy boat at a time. One dreamy boat at a time. Um, is this another dog thing? Expensive dog treats. It's another collectible thing. Hard in Hightown, Chapter 13, by Veritethris. In the Lowtown Bazaar, Donan paused to pay a little elven girl to play courier for him before making the long climb back uphill to Hightown. A careful glance told him the scar-faced Ander and that the tattooed Chasen were still tailing him. Donan was certain they'd love the Viscount's keep. He passed beneath the stone gaze of the Cormorant statues flanking the gates and nodded to the guards on his way to the barracks. No one noticed his ragged, bloody clothing, which disappointed him as much as Benny benefited from it. Recruits these days, always slacking off. Donan bypassed the captain's office and went looking for Jevlon. But now the kid ought to be rested up, and Donan suspected he would need backup if his large, suspicious shadows decided to pick a fight. But Jevlon's bunk was empty. Donan noted blood spatter on the bedding and a scent like lilacs. All of his gear was missing. In the center of the bunk was a note. Bring the blade to the quays tonight at midnight, or the boy dies. It was signed by a wax seal. 6 crossed swords. Okay. Hopefully I'm not missing anything as I'm going through this. Is this another dog treat thing? Pair of paddles? A pair of small wooden paddles with leather grips, used for some manner of leisure sport, presumably. That, or there's some sort of rushing event, some sort of fraternity rushing event going on here in Orlais. Art doesn't really strike me as a frat boy for some reason. I feel like that's more of Dorian's thing. Wager notes. Notes carried back and forth by runners, covered in different handwritings. What do you say, gentlemen? 3 days before the Inquisition sees sense and aligns itself with Orlais? Properly this time? M. Nonsense. Marcel Ferelden is here for blood. A day before, they either demand it outright or they threaten war on us, if they don't get it. The Divine will intercede. She must. Victoria and the Inquisition are too closely connected in everyone's eyes for her not to interfere. You have a great confidence in the Chantry, Elaine. 1,000 royals worth of confidence from each of you if the Divine settles the fate of the Inquisition. Done. 1,000 from each of you once the Inquisition accedes sovereignty to Orlais and the Council of Heralds. You two will beggar me. Leonard, are you out? Don't be ridiculous. 1,000 royals and the Fereldans getting their way after all. My gosh. So amazing. Blackwall! After I read this book next to you. Blackwall the last few years. Inquisitor, I hope this letter finds you well. I apologize for my prolonged absence. I have traced the whereabouts of one more of my former company, and I am writing to you from Kirkwall, where he now resides. Really? Wait. Former company? Like, not one of the Grey Wardens. You mean from when you were Tom Rainier? I'm confused. I knew him as Private Nicholas Lorry. If he goes by Klaus, he goes by Klaus now. Klaus! I know that name, Klaus. I forgot who Klaus was. I know that name from Dragon Age 2, I think. Unlike so many of the men I betrayed, Klaus found a way to put his life together without turning to crime. It doesn't in any way lessen the horrors of what I did, but it was comforting to see at least one life not completely ruined by my actions. Klaus is married to a lovely lady. They run a small bakery. It didn't take him long for recognition to dawn, and then I had 2 mince pies lobbed at my head. Pies that were fresh from the oven, mind you. It was a good thing I ducked. I made my apologies, even after months of searching and making reparations. It was still hard. To his credit, Klaus allowed me to talk, and we ended the visit with ales at the Hanged Man. I should return within the month. Thank you for allowing me this time, Inquisitor. Yours, Tom Rainier. Yes, please do not give me any spoilers, everybody. He's in DLC. Flemeth could do. Hello, friends. It's my first live. Hey, Kay Talis. Welcome to your first live stream. I'm hoping that you're enjoying your stay. You're getting married to Dora in a canoe with a dog as the conductor. Yes, please do not spoil anything. Please, please, please. Otherwise, I might have to start blocking people, and I hate that. Please do not put me into that very compromising position. My gosh, there's a lot of stuff here. Oh dear, I feel like I need to sell a bunch of things to clear my inventory. all of this stuff that I probably don't need. Oh, I don't want to sell any of these things just in case. I still have this torn page though. Ugh. Bianca arms, flaming. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I don't use. Pretty much, if it's not purple, I'm selling it. At this point, I have way too many awesome purple things. This probably has... No, this doesn't have any. Okay. That mage hat is pretty cool, though. I do like that mage hat. Yes, sell that, sell that. Sell that, sell that. Because I just don't have time to take a better look at the deep spider staff. I think that one is actually better. This is actually better. I need to put a rune on this thing. I do need to put a rune in this thing at some point. This is better than the one I had before. What the heck? Another dog treat, right? Dog treat. They just had to put this right next to the buy and sell loot. Thank you. Expensive dog treats. I don't know how many there are though. Clasping maw. Oh my gosh. Buy and sell. There's another clasping maw. Is this another clasping maw? No. Vitar. Okay. And just a bunch of... Okay. Merchant. Merchant. Okay, fine. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. All right. Let me give Art a better weapon now, because the deep spider staff is better than what he has currently. Because that one looks like a fishing rod. Ah, black wall.
Fashionably late. I thought you weren't gonna show.
Yeah, well...
You wanted to catch up?
And after the betrayal and what I put those men through, my sorries were worth about as much as shit.
Are you glad you at least tried to apologize?
It's hard to say. I go back and forth most days. They needed to know that there's a way to come back from anything. And I wanted to help them if I could. I thought going up there on the gallows was difficult. This was worse. 100 times worse. Anyway, it's nice to be back. Though I'm not sure what to think of this council. No matter what, you know you can always count on my sword arm and my friendship.
Thank you, sir. Let me try.
Your aim is atrocious. I'm embarrassed for you.
I wouldn't have said
Think
that.
you can do better.
I was... come on, I wouldn't have said that.
Inquisitor.
You should have been a little bit clearer, BioWare. I would not have... I don't think Art would have said that. Wow, you're atrocious. It's good to see you too, friend. Oh, okay. Let me pop a rune on this real quick. Craft weapons. Turn in research. Craft armor. Modify weapons. Okay. Deep spider staff. I need a rune. Select. Master demon slaying rune. That sounds about right. Sure. Okay. See ya! How do we follow? Make her smile upon you. Alright, so we got Blackwall, Cole, Iron Bull, Sarah, Josephine is up there somewhere. Cassandra's over there. And then Varric I already spoke to. Cullen and Vivienne. I kind of feel bad that it sounds like Cullen is being forced to marry somebody. That stinks. That's like Alistair all over again. What the heck was that? What the heck was... What in Maker's name was that? Well, this is like the Caprice game.
Just what we need.
Expensive dog treats. If I can get a Mabari warhound, that would be pretty awesome. Half-finished poem. Skin like gauze across the sky. I sigh and fall in evening's lakes. The pools of which deep as your eyes, and eyes of which pierced like wakes, drakes, heartaches, cakes? Maker, I hope my lady's patient. Huh. Okay. Oops, sorry. Sorry, wow, there's a lot of viewers. You guys, I was just checking to see how many was on. There's a good number of you guys. Thank you for joining me, especially if you're sacrificing playing this on your own for the first time.
Wonderful.
Okay, okay. Coming through, Inquisitor. Big, large Inquisitor coming through. Gold cravat. This cravat is slightly the worse for wear and tear. The stitching is remarkably fine, and the gold of the cloth has a subtly expensive shimmer when it catches the light.
Make a smile upon you.
Let's see. Just trying to make sure I don't miss anything. Because with how chock full of awesome stuff that this DLC has had so far, I would be upset if I missed something big.
Oh, yes.
Ooh! The Inquisition banners. Oh! Josephine's over there. Josephine! Is anything up here? Probably. Loot! Crumpled silk napkin. A crumpled silk napkin with some words inked on the corner. They're so smudged by wine stains. The only ones still readable are, there was once a man from Habsburg. Habsburg. Liliana in the last few years. Inquisitor, thank you so much for your kind inquiries. I am doing very well, although I've been quite busy. Selecting new staff for my apartments at the Grand Cathedral has taken me so much longer than expected, and if you wouldn't mind, I would like to borrow Scout Harding for a few weeks to help me find more nugs. More nugs? I cannot possibly hire anyone to a permanent position without first observing them in a room full of baby nugs, and all the litters I have on hand are nearly full grown. In any case, I will see you soon at Alam Shiral. Until then, Liliana. Oh, well, it's so nice to see that crazy Liliana still has a little bit of lovable Liliana in her. There is still that old Liliana we know and love inside that very determined, blood crazy sometimes Liliana. Princess Stabbity Stab, as dear Al used to call her, Princess Stabbity Stab. Dear Inquisitor Dar, Josephine in the last few years. Commander Cullen has reviewed the soldiers. I have written and received so many letters from the Orlesian court. Our birds practically blot the sun. We are as prepared for this exalted council as we will ever be. I know this past year has been full of formal meetings. Goodness knows I have attended many myself. But this one will surely test the alliances and friendships we have worked so hard to build. If I may offer you any advice, Inquisitor, it is this. Keep a ready smile, and remember, we have their attention because we are to be reckoned with. Respectfully yours, Ambassador Montelier. Oh my gosh, BioWare loves nugs. What did Blackwall say? You'll see it in the YouTubes. But a lot of people love Cullen. I assume people would love to marry him. I hope you can save Cullen from those marriage proposals. Yeah. Just got back since the break began. What did I miss? Not that much. You didn't miss that much. Cole the last few years. Inquisitor, I send this to you uncertain whether this compromise is a joke, a test, or some form of magic. If it is the latter, I wish to state that I am deeply uncomfortable, but based on the results, I can hardly complain. Our work has never been more successful. I have no recollection of having written the following, but it is clearly my hand. With signifiers in the language that makes it clear I acted of my own volition when writing it. I assume that you will make more of it than I can. Yours, Charter. Sent to Inquisitor in response Cole. Quarterly progress. Rescue 6, higher than expected. Targets hit 4. 1 dead, 1 wanted for interrogation. No prisons? Agent morale. Strong. Some crying. All insisted that they were good tears. Strong emotions, but unrelated to mission at hand. Usually ties to some past trauma. Oddities. Misplaced items. Unexpected. Often tied to emotional revelation among group. Concerned with hostile blood mage binding demons. V. Angry. Wax on my fingers, bees drone behind me as the honeycomb crunches between my teeth. She was always proud of me. Why did I write this? Oh, Cole, I'm gonna miss you, buddy. If you come back to the next Dragon Age, I'm gonna be so ecstatic.
It's been quite a day so far, has it not? I've been speaking with representatives from everywhere.
Have they given you trouble?
Not at all. It is quite alarming. It means they are all saving themselves up for later. Would you walk with me? I should like to take some air before the Exalted Council becomes inescapable. The palace has been most accommodating. We are, after all, here at their insistence. But the ministers may... No. No more talk of the council. This meeting was to spend time with you in a more relaxed fashion.
Yeah, I would much prefer that.
Is this in your daily notes? 3 to 4 o'clock. Idle chat with the Inquisitor.
Hey, don't question it.
Of course not. Not precisely.
Enjoy your time with Josie.
The truth is, there is a small entertainment happening tonight, to which I may be able to find a pair of invitations.
Such as?
You'd like me to go with you?
Very much so. In all the years you worked with Orlais, you had so little time to enjoy its culture.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Orlais isn't that special. Totally an Andy response. Totally. But this is more of a art response.
Perhaps you're right. These meetings and talks don't allow for much leisure time.
And then back to Skyhold without a moment's pause to take in where we are. With all that's been happening, I promised myself a single evening out. I'd very much like to go with a friend.
I would love that. Doing what exactly?
And what is this small entertainment?
Something to ease our minds. I would very much like to surprise you with the details.
Wicked Grace? Yes? No? Wicked Grace? I don't think that's what it is. Mystery evening sounds fun. I'd love to go with you.
Thank you for thinking of me. I'd be delighted to attend.
Now that I'm dressed properly.
Splendid. I will arrange things at once.
Actually, can I...
The past years have been so busy. We have earned at least a few moments of rest.
A calm night out sounds...
What?
Oh, bravo! Bravo!
What is happening? What's going on? This is relaxing? Is it always this loud? What just happened?
I've been in battles that were quieter than this.
What are we watching?
Oh, yes. What a stupendous voice Lady Brask has. Her D-sharp
Oh,
once
opera.
shattered an entire conservatory.
Is this an opera?
But tell me, did you enjoy the performance?
It means more that you did. It was amazing. Art's gonna be polite.
That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Truly.
That part with the glittery, and they actually set fire to the... Yeah, yes, I truly enjoyed it.
No, I think he's genuine. He genuinely
Then I
liked
call
that.
tonight a great success.
Whatever we just did. Whatever just
Oh,
happened.
look! The encore signal!
If you were romancing Josie, I'm sure there would have been more to that scene. That was cute. That was very cute.
I do hope you recover.
Oh, it was an
from
opera.
the opera. Any ear-ringing should go away in a day or two.
Thank you, Josie. I mean, Art is decently cultured by now, I think, so he probably was like, oh yeah, I actually kind of like that. Yeah. So, he might not have been to many operas at all, but I think he appreciated that. I think so. Bard. Ah, Bard. That's supposed to be a musical class, not a keep me away from this door until the adventure, the evil darkness something something, whatever the evil darkness something something is. Wicked Grace would be awesome. Want to see Fireworks are awesome, yes. Oh, I'm sure there will be fireworks. I'm sure there will be. Cullen! I was gonna say, speaking of Wicked Grace, Cullen! Aw, Cullen! Look at him! He's playing with the mabari. He's so... Oh, Cullen, you are so adorable! Cullen! Oh.
You there! You're to dodge, not catch. If that ball were a fireball, you'd be dead.
Ugh. Of course you had to make Cullen even more lovable.
You
Put him with a
found
dog.
They don't breed mabari in Olay. The merchant said he was abandoned. Perhaps his owners tired of the novelty.
Tire of you? With that positive attitude and fetching ability?
He's not supposed to fetch it.
I don't think you understand how this works.
Another Ferelden trapped at the Winter Palace. I couldn't leave him to that fate. Besides, I think he likes me.
Who wouldn't, Cullen? Who wouldn't? You're actually enjoying this. Your first dog, I'm guessing.
You could take him to Ferelden sometime. He should know where he came from.
I did promise my sister a visit. She might try to spoil you. Remember who you report to. The Inquisition will change after this. I'm not yet sure what that will mean.
I'm wondering if...
Whatever happens, our people, you, Liliana, Josephine, will have my support in whatever form you require.
Oh, Cullen, can I hire you to be my butler or something? When Dorian and I are having our little kids, can you like be our nanny? Nanny Cullen. One can dream. That would be awesome if I could just hire people. Yeah, if so, I mean, if you're trying to find something to do after the Inquisition, I might have some jobs for you. Cullen would make an awesome... I don't think Cullen would be interested in buttling. Especially when we start, playing Wicked Grace. He would probably run the other direction. Will it include dog training? I'm not worried. I'm glad to hear it.
If your support comes with that of your new friend, I'm sold.
Yes.
I know a useful ally when I see one.
Yes.
You can help. Dodge this, and I'll find overpriced Orlesian dog treats before we go.
Cullen will adopt the dog? Question mark? I'm sitting here slow clapping at your remark of Nanny Cullen. Cullen is a playable character in the next game. I agree. I would love that. Although if he was romantically involved with your Inquisitor, well, maybe. Ooh, I can place dog traits here. Constitution +1. Constitution +1. Constitution +1. Constitution +1.
Be careful, Inquisitor. We have a ways to go yet.
Okay, that means we probably have more doggy treats. A reminder, while the gazebo is available for festive occasions, deposits are non-refundable in cases of flood, fire, or imperial whim. Book accordingly. Ooh, this gazebo looks a lot like... Ooh. This gazebo looks like something you could get married underneath. Just saying. Just saying. I love the mabari. I want one.
must be here.
Yes, because they're waiting for the end of this Inquisition game as well. And I think there might be more doggy treats somewhere, which is why I'm trying to search high and low.
Why not?
Ooh. Speak of the devil. Ooh, there we go, there we go. Expensive dog treats. Hard in Hightown. Chapter 11 by Varric Tetris. The Café Duo perched atop a hill in the Orlesian district of Hightown with a view of the entire city so the wealthy patrons could keep an eye on the peasants toiling below. Lady Marielle studied the room across the rim of her cup. A few nobles sat at the delicate little table, sipping tea from Ravane and whispering among themselves about the latest maneuvers in the grand game 1,000 leagues away. "What's this lead you have for me?" Donan broke the silence. Donan broke the silence, acutely aware that he stank of sweat and fish from the docks, and was wearing a ripped, blood-stained coat in the most high-class cafe in Kirkwall. "We're being followed, guardsmen." The lady's voice was low. From her tone, she might have been discussing the weather. "The two gentlemen in the corner by the door." Donan picked up his teacup and gestured with it as if making a point while he turned slightly in his chair to look. The men were finely dressed, but almost as out of place as he was. A large, sickly, pale Ander with a face full of scars and tattooed Chasen with a stone dagger at his belt. "A Chasen and a doublet. That's one for the history books," Donan murmured. Lady Mariel favored him with a half-smile. "Last night a man came by the estate. He said he wanted to buy Seamus's collection. All of it." Donan sat up straighter. "The swords?" "He said his name was Wagner." She sipped delicately at her tea. "He gave me an address in Lowtown in case I changed my mind. Those two have been shadowing me ever since." Oh, Varric. Alright. Mabari wasn't around in DA2. It's nice to see them return. Have I been to this one already? More loot. Silver ring. Silver ring found in a fountain. Who is dropping all of this stuff? Discovered the baths. Broken mask. Hello. Don't mind me. Hard in Hightown, Chapter 15. The nobles of Hightown like to imagine that a petty crime can only happen in the dank shadows of Darktown, or maybe the crooked alleyways of Lowtown, between the alienage and the poorest neighbors. Their lofty, ivy-walled avenues could never be the site of something as crude as mugging or an assault. Donan didn't have much trouble finding an out-of-the-way alcove near the chantry to wait for the scarred Ander and the tattooed Chasen to catch up with him. The Ander came at him first, dropping down from the balcony above his head. While Donan tried to back out of his reach, the Chasen loomed behind him, clamping an enormous, vise-like hand on his shoulder. The Ander's followed-up punch just below his ribs knocked the air from his lungs. As the Chasen lifted him up by his coat, Donan got back enough of his breath to say, "You work for Wagner? I need to give him a message." This earned him a skeptical look from the Ander, but the Chasen set his feet back on the ground. "Tell him I have his sword. He can meet me in the quays at midnight to settle on the price." For a long, nervous moment, Donan watched a variety of expressions pass over the Ander's scarred, grayish face before the man nodded. Another long moment, and both Ander and Chasen walked away, leaving him alone in the alcove. With the sun just setting, there was only one place left that Donan needed to go. The tavern in the center of Lowtown sat in its own tiny moat of spilled ale, vomit, and the seawater the owner flung at the walls in a half-hearted attempt to scour the seagull stuff from the building. Donan, like nearly every guardsman who drank at the Hanged Man, walked through the door to a frantic chorus of "Put it away, hurry!" He tried not to smile and completely succeeded when the brooding, white-haired Elven bartender greeted him with a murderous glower. "Guardsman?" Donan placed a handful of copper coins on the bar. "Keep the ale coming, Ferris. I've got some time to kill." Ferris? Bueller? Anyone? Bueller? More dog treats. Nice. I am gonna have so much constitution after this. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to go up there and talk to people yet. Can I just pass by and not start the cutscene, please? Thank you. That's what I wanted. What do we have up here? Probably another Hardened Hightown book. Chapter 18 by Varys Tethris. The rain stopped with a suddenness that suggested some enterprising footpad from the coterie had climbed up to shank the clouds. The fog drifted off to haunt a better part of the wounded coast, and as Donan reached the chantry courtyard, the clouds parted to let a silver moonlight shine on the rain-swept flagstones. He stopped to catch his breath and tightened the torn-off coat sleeve he'd used as a bandage. The bleeding was slowing, which meant either the wound in his side wasn't that deep, or he was running out of blood to lose. Trying not to dwell on the latter, he pushed open the chantry doors. At this maker forsaken hour, the chantry was lit only by the eternal flame at Adraste's feet. A single soul occupied the space, lighting a candle for the dead. She rose as Donan staggered into the firelight. "Guardsmen, Lady Mariel rushed to help him into one of the pews. Might want to wake up one of the healers, he managed to with a pained smile. I wasn't sure you'd be here. Neither was I. Your message was a little vague. Merrily tried to examine his makeshift bandage, but Donan waved her away. He pointed toward the golden statue of Andraste. I had a friend deliver something for you under the altar. Mariel cast him a skeptical look, but she climbed the dais and returned with a small oilcloth bundle. She picked apart the wrapping's knot and peered down at the rusty blade inside, specks of dried blood still clinging on to the pitted guard. The sword of Hisarem, she breathed almost a prayer. You can get it to the divine? Donan asked. She wiped her eyes. I'll take it to her myself. What do you want in return? Donan struggled to his feet. Just put in a good word for me with the Maker, your ladyship. You never know when I might need it. And he walked away, leaving her standing in the firelight, with history in her hands. Dun dun dun.